Hi. I guess I can't really say welcome back like other people do. Because this is my first video. I don't know. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but we're just gonna go with it. If you don't know me, which I expect you will if you're watching this, because I'm wondering how you found it if you don't know me. But I'm Bianca. You can also call me Bortisha if you want to, because it is gonna be the name I go by on here. And this is I don't know. This is me giving something a go. So the first video I wanted to make was actually just something simple. I was thinking I want to do a challenge, like a legacy challenge, but I don't really want to jump straight into it without having like kind of an introduction and giving myself, I don't know, a little bit of time to get used to it because this is weird. I am talking to myself, and that can be a little bit daunting. But yeah, so we're doing a little cast video because I am planning to do the Never Get Bored Legacy. Um, so I don't know what kind of upload schedule it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be like when I'm making videos, but we're going to see. Um, so the sim I'm working on right now is going to be the heir to my legacy. She's not named right now, but I'm sure we'll get into that. But the legacy that I'm trying to do, the Never Get Bored legacy, is just one that I found on Tumblr. I've been struggling lately. If you go to my Twitter, you'll see that I just constantly am quitting Sims for like months, and then I'll start a new legacy challenge or just a new family, and then I'll play that obsessively for like, I don't know, a few weeks, a month. I'll post a bunch of screenshots, but it really isn't giving me what I want storytelling wise. So I've realized maybe I just need to take the plunge and just post some videos. So yeah, I was looking around at different legacy challenges on Tumblr, trying to see if there was anything that I felt like could be interesting. And then I came across this Never Get Bored Legacy Challenge, which is by Storyteller Whims on Tumblr. I'll link everything in the description, obviously. But it's pretty simple. It's 10 gen legacy, pretty like standard in that way, same as most of the typical ones you find. And obviously you play on it's not really specific on like what kind of lifespan. I tend to play on a custom lifespan. Um, but we'll see. I might adjust things like that. I kind of want to mess around with MC Command Center a bit and see how I go with that. And obviously, no cheating. I habitually use UI cheats a little bit here and there. I try not to. Only if the game pisses me off, which it does often. And I feel like everyone can relate to that. I will also say, age wise, the challenge is recommended for 16 plus because there are some, I guess, more serious things within it. Um, I am intending to play the non-modded version, I think. I still have to have a look at the modded version and kind of see what I think. Like, I might change my mind or maybe incorporate some elements of the modded version because I quite like playing with mods. I mean, you can see already my game looks pretty different to a vanilla game. But yeah, we'll see. This sim that I'm making, this first sim, the heir, they are going to be, or she is going to be, a farmer and is kind of going to be living in Henford on Bagley, which I've played around with that a little bit, but I think, especially with the addition of some of the Enchanted by Nature things, maybe I can kind of get something new out of it. But I'm excited. I feel like I'm such a perfectionist about The Sims, and especially anytime I've played with a farm, I get a bit obsessive. And then I set up this gigantic farm, and then their whole, like, several hours of the day, every day, is just doing the farm. But the good thing about this challenge is that a big part of it is actually being realistic and letting things kind of fall to the wayside when life changes. I'm not gonna spoil exactly what happens. You can look at the challenge and see if you want, or you can, just find out by watching. That works perfectly fine with me because I definitely want to like include some like surprise elements. Obviously, being that it's a legacy challenge, you kind of know what's coming, but I have some ideas and some things up my sleeve that might make it a little bit more interesting. So yeah, this first one, and I might just quickly check. Yeah, it's called, oh, this is kind of a spoiler, The Farmer's Affair. So this first sim needs to be an animal enthusiast, vegetarian, and non-committal, and then their aspiration needs to be country caretaker. Um, I think when I was doing this in CAS, I may have picked a custom trait instead of vegetarian, but I might change it back before I start playing, which I might do later today. We'll see. I Who knows what my upload schedule is going to be. I've never done this before. As you can see, this sim that I'm making, I just had this idea. I really wanted someone with lots of freckles, and initially I was gonna do dark hair, but then for some reason I put this really light blonde hair on her, and I just thought it looked so good, and then I got a bit obsessed. I have this problem with Cass, which is that I just constantly especially with hair, I feel like I spend like 90% of my time on Cass picking a hair. And I feel like my problem with having so much custom hair is that I start from the very top and then I go through every single hair that could suit them. And I feel like I won't be satisfied unless I look at every single option. That is not helpful because it just means that I'm looking at hair for so long and then I can never pick because I'm so indecisive. Eventually I do I do come to a conclusion in this video, but I think it's literally after I look at pretty much every single hair that could work, which is, yeah, I have a problem and I admit that, and that's fine. I also am so picky with hair and I have to zoom out and kind of get a bigger picture. I can't just look at it close up. Look, I'm particular, and you'll see that through the videos, especially when I'm playing with a family. I have a habit of pausing everyone and making sure everyone's doing what I want them to do, which I'm trying to let go of. Because I don't know that that will be very fun to watch. I think I sometimes have to let the chaos happen, and I think that that's okay. Okay, so the other thing that I am doing in order to kind of set up and get ready, which is not going to be in this video, but I'm kind of doing it off camera, is I'm going to be setting up Henford on Bagley, like, with a bunch of other Sims. I obviously, one of her things in her generation is that she has to marry a nature lover. So I'm thinking I might create a few different options and kind of just see who she ends up with. But as for like other Sims in town, I'm playing in oh my gosh, I cannot remember for the life of me what the name of the I'll put the save file. It's Rap Boy Sims. I always use the save file. I've tried to use other save files and sometimes I do, but typically that is my favorite save file. And it's classic and I feel like everyone uses it, so I'm sure people are used to seeing it by now. But I'll also, I guess, put that in the description since that's what I play in. But yeah, I plan on kind of setting up the town, kind of, putting some. I'm going to keep some townies, obviously. Like, I'm not going to just make it all custom people, but I have some pretty specific ideas for what I want to happen, and then there are some things I want to kind of leave up to fate. And I think if I don't leave things up to fate, I'll go crazy. So it's probably for the best that I kind of encourage myself to do that. Um, Okay, so you can see here, nice Sim. I've kind of got my groove with her. I'm feeling good. I'm just obsessed with how she looks. I feel like she's so cute. Um, so I'm just gonna let it play out for a little bit, and then when she's all done, I will come back. Alright, and here we go. This is my finished sim. I'm just gonna have this little last thing going through her outfits. So I tried to create some that are a bit more casual and some that were kind of for the farm, and then obviously some that are for, fun things happening around town. Um, I have decided to name her Rosie Sinclair. I don't know if I'm going to be the type of person that does the same last name for everyone in every gen. That might be the case. I tend to like to do that. But I'm so happy with her. I feel like she's so cute. She has so many cute little outfits. So I'm so excited to start playing with her. So there you go. So yeah, I don't know. Like this or subscribe or whatever they say. And I'll see you next time.